Namaste. I am Vasant Shinde. I was Professor of Archaeology and Vice Chancellor at Deccan College Postgraduate and Research Institute, a deemed university in Pune. I am extremely happy to participate in this online program titled Stories of Old Cultures, initiated by Indian Museum. I am confident that this program will introduce to people various facets of Indian culture, the relevance of Indian culture, and significance in the contemporary world. My topic of discussion will be Harappan culture. And since this is a huge topic, huge subject, I'm going to divide this talk into 6 parts. And hopefully, every alternate day, I will present one part to you. In this program, I'm going to focus on mostly the unknown or lesser known facets of the Harappan culture, which you may not read in the books. Now, the discovery of this culture was considered to be one of the most important archaeological discovery in the world. This was discovered in 1920s, and the entire world was very happy to know that one more civilization apart from Mesopotamian and Egyptian was discovered in the Indian subcontinent. For India or for the South Asian history, this was very, very significant, mainly because if you read the history of this country written by Vincent Smith, he always believed that there is a big gap, cultural gap in the history of India. He mentioned that India jumps from Stone Age to the Stupa period or the Buddhist period. And he said that there is a big hiatus between the Stone Age and the Buddhist period in Indian history. But with the discovery of the Harappan culture, this particular gap was filled in, and today we boast of a continuous history of almost 2 million years. The earliest stone tool in this part is dated to around 2 million, and from 2 million to the modern time, we can see the continuous history. Perhaps India is one of the few countries in the world where one can see unbroken history for such a long period. So this was the most significant part of the discovery of the Harappan culture. Now you know that this particular culture was discovered accidentally. The first site to be excavated was the site of Harappa, which is now located in Pakistan. It so happened that the government of India, the British government that time, was constructing a railway line between Lahore and Multan, and this railway line was passing by the site of Harappa. So the laborers were digging out the bricks from the site of Harappa. They were destroying the site, and they were using the bricks for laying down the railway tracks. This was brought to the notice of Sir John Marshall, who was the Director General of the Archaeological Survey of India then. and he immediately stopped this destruction. And under his direction, a large scale excavation was initiated at Harappa and also at the site of Mohenjo-daro, both of which belong to the same culture. Let me tell you that the main contribution at both the excavations was made by some of the Indian scholars. I can name certainly Rakhaldas Banerjee, who undertook extensive excavation at the site of Mohenjo-daro, and Madhav Swarup Vats. He was handling the excavation operations at the site of Harappa. Now, both these excavations were, of course, under the direction of Sir John Marshall, as he was the Director General of the Archaeological Survey of India. There is also connection with Pune. I am particularly proud about that. 100 years ago, the discovery was made from Pune because that time the regional office of the Bombay Presidency, in which the Sindh province fell, was located in Pune. And from this regional office, the excavation was initiated at both Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. And after 100 years, Pune again made a tremendous contribution when we made DNA analysis of the Harappan population. So this particular breakthrough research came exactly after 100 years. So this is the connection that has impact with the Harappan civilization, Harappan culture. The excavation started at both the sites in 1920-21, but for 4 years, neither Sir John Marshall nor the excavators could understand the antiquity of the remains they were excavating. And the identification of the remains were made only in 1924. It so happened, in fact, that Sir John Marshall came in contact with one of a very well-known West Asian archaeologist, Sir Leonard Woolley, who was excavating at Ur in Mesopotamia. Sir John Marshall showed him the seals and other remains that were excavated from the site of Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. And immediately Sir Leonard Woolley recalled that these type of seals and remains were reported from Ur in the level which is dated to around 2450 BCE. Because the Mesopotamian culture, Mesopotamian history in fact starts from 3000 BC. And they had written records in each and every level that they were excavating. So they could identify immediately the date of the level in which the remains were found. And then, of course, John Marshall got the idea and he could immediately realize that he has discovered a unique culture in the Indian subcontinent, a different culture. And then, of course, he published a first paper on the discovery of the Harappan culture, which was published on 20th September 1924 in Illustrated London News. So that is the beginning of the Harappan culture. After 1924, after the publication of a paper by Sir John Marshall, this particular culture was termed as the Harappan culture. And in archaeology, usually the culture is identified usually the new culture, after a place where it is discovered or where it is identified. So this particular culture was identified at the site of Harappa, and therefore it is called or termed as the Harappan culture. We use two terms. One is Harappan culture and the other one is Harappan civilization. The span of the Harappan culture is quite lengthy. The new dates that we have from the Saraswati basin clearly indicate that the beginning of the Harappan culture is going back to 6000 BCE. And from 6000 BCE, it continues to grow, and by 2600 BCE, this culture was transformed from rural culture to urban culture. We can see the prosperity after 2600 BC. Cities and towns began to come up, and this particular development continued up to 1900 BCE. So the phase from 2600 BCE to 1900 BCE is termed as the Harappan civilization. And after 1900 BCE, the culture began to decline again, probably because of climatic conditions, various other reasons. And of course, the urban setup, began to collapse, and people again reverted back to the rural way of life. So this decline phase or decadent form of the Harappan culture lasted from 1900 BCE to 1500 BCE. So this is called the late Harappan phase. And after 1500 BCE, as people could not sustain in their core region, they began to disperse in the periphery region, which was already occupied by the contemporary either Neolithic or Chalcolithic farmers. So the Harappans got mixed up with these people after 1500 BCE, and there in fact they kept alive the Harappan technology, Harappan traditions, and those traditions continue till today. Now the Harappan culture has four different terms used by various different scholars. Of course, when it was discovered and identified at the site of Harappa, it was termed as the Harappan culture. That is the tradition that we follow in archaeology. Subsequently, a lot of research was carried out around the site of Mohenjo-daro, and a number of sites were discovered. And the Harappan scholars thought that this particular culture or civilization is confined to the Indus River basin only. And therefore, maybe in 40s, the term Indus culture or Indus civilization was introduced. This continued till in 1950s, and after 1950s, some of the Indian scholars, particularly Amlananda Ghosh, who was the Director General of the Archaeological Survey of India, he undertook investigations in the Saraswati basin, the Ghaggar-Hakra basin, and there he discovered a number of Harappan sites. And since many scholars thought that the Saraswati is the greater part of the Indus Valley region, this culture was termed as Indus Valley culture or Indus Valley civilization. In 1980s and after that, some of the scholars introduced the term Indus Saraswati civilization, Indus Saraswati culture because they noticed that nearly two-thirds of the Harappan sites, discovered Harappan sites, were located in the Saraswati basin, and therefore they thought it appropriate to term it as the Indus Saraswati culture or civilization. So these are the different terms that are being used for the same culture. Sometimes it puts the non-experts and students in confusion. In order to remove this confusion, most of the Harappan archaeologists in India, they are using the term Harappan culture or Harappan civilization. What we know today about the Harappan culture or particularly Harappan civilization is not a proper or the true picture. We have done some sort of biased reconstruction of the Harappan civilization. Let me tell you that we have discovered nearly 2000 Harappan sites or even more. And out of 2000 Harappan sites, there are only 5 cities. Every Harappan site is not a city. There are some sites, maybe 1 dozen sites, which have been identified as the Harappan towns. And rest of the sites are in different categories, in different site hierarchies. There are large number of farming villages, small and big. There are some manufacturing centers. There are temporary settlements established only to exploit the local natural resources. So these are the different categories of the settlements that we find. But archaeologists have excavated mostly the Harappan cities. Out of 5 cities, 3 are in Pakistan. Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, both of them have been excavated on large scale. And also there is a third city called Ganveriwala, which is located close to Indian border in Bahawalpur district in Pakistan. And 2 cities, one the site of Rakhigarhi in Hisar district of Haryana, and the other site called Dholavira in Kutch part of Gujarat. These are the 2 Harappan cities in India. And except Ganveriwala, all the 4 Harappan cities have been excavated or being excavated. So we are using mostly the data from these Harappan cities for the reconstruction of the Harappan lifestyle. So today what we know today about the Harappan history, about the Harappan lifestyle is mostly about the city life of the Harappans. And we have very little idea about the holistic history of the Harappan culture because we have not really excavated Harappan towns on large scale. We have not excavated enough Harappan villages or even Harappan ports or manufacturing centers. So unless we have data from all these different sites, different categories of sites, we will not be able to understand the socio-economic organization of the Harappan culture in totality. And therefore, I believe that the reconstruction of the Harappan culture is biased and we need to excavate more sites of different categories, generate more data to reconstruct the holistic history of the Harappan culture. The archaeologists both in India and Pakistan have realized this, and the efforts are being made now to excavate different categories of settlements. So once we have data from all these, we will be truly talking about the life or the authentic life of the Harappan culture. We'll be truly talking about the history of the Harappan culture.